Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Let It Out. I'm your host, Raphael Jones. We're coming to you live from Plug Studio Network. Tonight's tonight's topic is when did you know you were truly in love? When did you know you was truly in love? You might want to share this one tonight. You might want to call in on this one a lot. Tonight's video will be "Money Kills Everyone" by Phyllis Cypher. So we're gonna start off with say first saying good evening. Good evening, D Nasty. How you feeling, sir? Good evening to Tobocious. We waiting for you to come back. Feel better real soon. Love to see you back here soon. Okay, so tonight, when did you know you truly fell in love? That you were truly in love? Please feel free to call in 302 312 3534. Call in, share, and make sure you share this, or bring you and your husband on. How about that? Or you and your significant other on. Okay. So, when did you really truly know when you fell in love? Meaning, as when did you come to that decision that hmm, this is the person. This is who I want to be with. This is who I'm going to be with. And deep in your heart, you know that this person was truly right for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm one of those guys that believe that your one true love is the love you end up with for the rest of your life. And I don't put, I haven't put anyone in that position until I got with my wife. So no one has ever been in that true position of saying, okay, oh, I'm in love with you. You're my first love, and all. No, I find that to be kind of hard, uh, because I believe that the one that you end up with for the rest of your life, that's your true love. That's your one love. It works out funny that way, but it does. Um, because you got to look at it on in term of what is love, and what does love mean to you. If you cannot distinguish the difference, if you're still wondering what is love, you don't know what love is yet. And if you don't have a personal feeling of what you feel is being loved to you, you don't know what love is to you yet. So you will have to determine the way you want, the way you feel, the way you would be loved. Now, a lot of people say you want someone to love you the way you will love them. But that's not always the case, because in some cases it's different. It's a really big difference in it. You want to be able to love from the heart fully, from the brain and from the spirit. You will want to love this person all the way through. But if there's ever a point that you sit there and you think about the person you with, and you say, "Yeah, I love this person," but a lot of people don't know that when you say "but," you kind of canceling out all the stuff you said at the beginning. So you want to know what love is to you. Will this person be there in a storm with you? Will this person fight for the same things that you're fighting for? I never knew that my wife and I worked so well together until I realized uh, when vacation times comes up, anniversaries come up, birthdays come up. It's like we work together so much on things that it's almost like I'm gonna say, without jinxing myself, we work so well together. It's almost like we don't even have any problems. But there are times, and yes, I use the word "but." There are times where my wife was like, "All right, so what are we doing again?" And then I had to go, "What? What are we doing again?" And we had to figure out for each other. Once we get there, we actually understand exactly what we would both, because at times we're both thinking the same thing. So we actually connect a lot on a lot of different levels, and there's times where we scare each other that we speak the exact same way. Good evening, Brenda Jones. Hello, beautiful. We uh we speak and we actually think the same way. It's kind of crazy, kind of weird, but when you love each other, a lot of times that's what happens. You'll finish each other's sentences sometimes, or y'all have a day out, just walking somewhere, and y'all both come across the same thing that y'all like, and didn't even notice that y'all like that how much how much y'all are the same with each other. So you sit there and you wonder, will this person work out for me? Is this where I need to be? Is this why I'm here? The Most High put people in your life sometimes for a second and sometimes forever. I have a lot of forever friends, but I never had a forever companion or person to be with until I got with my wife. So I realized, okay, all the stuff I've done, all the places I've been in, all the things I've seen, is not going to compare to anything to what we have built together to make things happen. So love is not only being able to feel it in your heart and soul, but love is also more trust. How much trust do you have? And then after a while, you start realizing, not only do I trust this person, I believe in this person, and I believe that this person would do right by me. I think I may be in love, but I'm not sure just yet. How is that person towards kids? How is that person towards their parents? How is that person towards other human beings out here that's just like, are they the kind that want to start stuff with people, or are they the kind that actually do the same thing you do and be like, okay, and you leave it alone? So you got to look at it that when you really, really know that you're in love, you know that you got that person that's going to be there with you. Like I said, tonight's show is, when did you know you were truly in love? So please feel free, call in 302 312 3534 and share it with us. Like Tavocius would say, we want to get up in your business. So please call in. So when you start looking at how you want to approach certain people or certain things, make sure you don't fall for the first things you see. Usually the first things anybody will see is money, sex, and looks. So they'll look at that and say, oh my goodness, I gotta have this person, I gotta have this, I gotta do that. But then you get with them and you meet their representative. Their representative is that person you first met. They came out with, oh, I love this, that, and the other, give you this, give you that, give you this, and then all of a sudden y'all jump the broom and they don't want you. You know what I mean? They really wasn't there for you. Everything just started dying. You sit there like, oh, that's bad. You know, I had the representative the whole time. Can we go back to where the representative is? You know, you're looking for that person because that's the person that you fell in love with, not the person that you have afterwards. If you're able to meet the representative and after the representative leaves, you can still love the person that you see, then yeah, it's possible to see you in love or insane. But either or, you do it. You figure out what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want in your life, what it is that you need in your life. And then you start figuring out whether or not it's truly love. My wife and I have been together for 11 years. And Ever since we pretty much got together, there wasn't a time that we have stopped almost anything. Of course, all couples, I'm going to say it again, all couples have their spats. It doesn't mean y'all love each other any less. That just means that y'all have a different of opinion on a certain situation. At the end, can y'all go back to loving each other? Can y'all go back and being okay? I got it. I was wrong, or maybe we can figure it out another time. Let's continue to be with each other. And let me see. Smack. Hey, Smack. She said, "I know I was truly in love when my when my mate never gave up on me. Oh, I love me. I love me for me. What's that? Viewers. I can't even get it out. I love me for me, flaws and all. I got that. I got that, Smack. But yeah, a lot of people realize that sometimes you have to be a little patient. You have to be a little patient. Don't rush into it because if you rush into the love, it's going to be fake. You didn't rush. You don't rush into it. Take your time, fill each other out. There's no problem in that. Date each other for a while. There's no problem in that. But my wife and I don't know what happened. We clicked immediately. So we dated for 1 year and got married the following year. So we was like, yeah, we ready. Let's go do this. We went on and did it. And everything worked its way the right way all the way through. I haven't had if my wife and I have any anger issues or spats, trust me, it's about for about 1 hour. And then I give you 2 hours to be angry, then we done with it. And then we back to being each other's love again. We don't we don't have no we have a call? Hello, hello. Who's calling? This is welcome to Let It Out.
Hello, how are you? It's Mrs. Jones.
Hey Mrs. Jones, how are you?
I'm blessed. I just wanted to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was in love when I did not want that wonderful man of mine to leave my side.
Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Yes. Um, God brought him to me,
Mm.
hand in hand, and there's no doubt about it. My children love him, love him. Grandchildren love him. How
Mm.
can I go wrong?
Mm. Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Like Patty LaBelle said, the right kind of lover. Let me tell you,
All right.
I got a winner.
All right. All right.
All right, I love you, Mr. Jones.
I love you too, Mrs. Jones.
So
All
when
right.
did you know?
Oh, so when did I know? Mm.
Yeah, when did you know?
I knew I was in love. Let's say,
Put you on the spot now.
no, no. It was actually our first date.
Really?
Our first date. We went down to the inner harbor, got on the water taxi, went around everywhere in the water taxi that day, just having a great time hanging out. Went to my favorite restaurant so I could show her part of me. We had a great time that day and it was beautiful and peaceful. And I loved it. So that was one of the most peaceful times in my life. That made me fall
Remember
in
that
love with
date?
her. Do I remember the date? It was
Yeah.
au- it was August 8th.
Oh, okay.
It was August 8th.
My birthday, huh?
Hmm. Because
All right.
the thing is, my wife and I, we started talking to each other first. Talking to each other. I mean, as we went straight old school, we talked on the phone for about a week. Then we decided to see each other face to face. And then the following week, we went out for her birthday. So, yeah, that first date did it for me. because the talk was wonderful and uh, everything was more intimate. Our talks were strong about different views about who we were with each other. I mean, who we were and who I was and who she was. Let's try it that way. And it all seemed that it meshed together. And then we finally got a chance to meet each other. It wasn't like we was meeting strangers. We actually got to know each other real good. She is very awesome, as you can see. So, yeah, I say you are very awesome, and I thank you.
Oh, thank you. Well,
And
awesome. That was awesome, huh?
mm,
Right.
all right, thank
I
you.
just wanted to share that.
I thank you for sharing.
All right.
All right. Good evening. Um, yes, that was Mrs. Jones. That was my wife. Smack says she's putting you on the on the spot. You better get it right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She'll do that too. Y'all don't understand. My wife. I'm a singer. My wife is that proud mama singer. She turns around and go, "Sing something, baby," and get everybody to hear me sing. So it's real funny, but yeah, she constantly puts me on the spot, and that's cool. But yeah, like I said, it's like you wanna be able to have that kind of togetherness. You want to be able to gel with each other that way. And once you realize where you are, or once you realize how far y'all have come, you can almost start recognizing the love in it, and that's true. You can recognize the love in it, even if I've seen situations where two couples were with the wrong person completely, and they ended up they ended up loving each other, but they were still in love with other people on the side, which is crazy, which isn't good. But later on down the line, they found that need with each other, that they actually started doing everything together, and it worked. Crazy enough, usually they say, "Oh, relationships don't work if you leave somebody to be with somebody." Yeah, but that's not always true. Sometimes that part of your life is you're supposed to meet that person. Sometimes you're supposed to meet that person, and it works. Sometimes that's a crazy thing, but it will work, and it will work so well that there's almost nothing that will tear y'all apart. Love can also be with someone else that you finally fell in true love with. So, like I said, feel free to call in on that one because a lot of people sit there and like, well, I'm not in love yet, but I think I love him. I just heard of a married couple that one of them don't love you. They don't even love each other, but they're married and they make it work. Not always good. You want that love. You want that full love because that's the only way you're going to get it mind, body, and spirit. You're going to want that because later on down the line, when it comes down to a rough patch, financial, um, person get injured or they can't work anymore to do anything, you're going to have to be able to love that person and love them harder so that they can show so that you can show them that you are there for them 100%, and that way they can really feel all of that. So love isn't just an emotional feeling. It's actually a healing process for some. For others, it's a way to survive. And believe it or not, through love. Because if you two love each other more than you may think, like I said, I'm not putting this only on married couples. You don't have to be married to be 100% in love with your partner. You don't. D Nasty said, sometimes the person in your life introduces you to the one you love. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes your friends, yeah. Yeah, sometimes your friend will introduce you to the person that you end up being with for the rest of your life. And you probably met them through mutual people. Like, you could have been dating one of the other friends, and all of a sudden you meet the other friend, and all of a sudden the two other friends start falling in love with each other. It's messy, but it happens. And then it works. And it works out better than the one that you was about to be with. Like I said, I'm not saying that you got to be married to be fully in love, because no one gave a full definition of saying love is only when you get married or anything else. It's love, true love that you feel, that you have with this person. It's not saying that you got to be married to do it. I've seen a lot of couples that were in love with each other, that were truly, truly in love with each other, and they weren't never married. So, I'm going to give y'all some time to think about that. We're going to go to a video break, and the name of the song is Money Kill Everyone by Phyllis Cypher. See you in a couple minutes.
Movie.
Wild House, Smash, Alpha. We don't want it, we don't need it. Got us dying for our freedom. People starving, they won't feed them. Got us dying for our freedom. We don't want it, we don't need it. Got us fighting for our freedom. People starving, they won't feed them. Got us dying for our freedom. We don't want it, we don't need it. Got us fighting for our freedom.
Money killed everyone. Presidents, scientists, musicians, civil rights leaders, priest children. Money killed everyone. Money funds wars and weapons, viruses and disease. Money pays for the manipulation of you and me. But money doesn't pay for those that's in need, because the ones that run money are too bombarded with greed. Money kills people every day, because you know there's no money in a cure, or so they say. Especially if you're a minority or, God forbid, you're poor. Laws are even different, depending on your credit score. Money killed my grandmother, let her rot and decay. Cause see, with a cure to cancer, they can't make money that way. Money kills people with HIV. Some people were infected intentionally. Do your own homework. Be a detective for yourself. And you'll find that these man-made disasters were consciously dealt. And then you rethink any government help. Money makes women judge character from man-made wealth, while men do things always looking for false self and wealth. Man-made illusions. No wonder our generation is full of drug users, or even drug sellers. Misrepresentation. See, all they're doing is selling you self-mutilation. See, money isn't a friend of mine, cause all money does is conquer and divide. So the next time you hear someone boasting about their father, man, know that this is one of the most insecure persons alive. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting things for yourself, but the best yet hardest task is knowing your loving self. Think about these words the next time you're dreaming of wealth, and then think to yourself, why do you want these things in spite of something else? What lies behind you wanting things that carry no weight or substance? Maybe that's why you get up early to go to a job you never wanted. Money.
Hello, hello, hello again. Welcome back, welcome back. This is your host, Raphael Jones. Tonight's topic is, when did you know you were truly in love? And again, please feel free to share and call in 302 312 3534. And keep on the lookout for March 1st for what is that? P Originals. P Originals coming to you soon, March 1st. Keep an eye out for it. So, our topic tonight is one of those topics where you got to actually know if you're truly in love or not. I would love to hear another couple call in and see, and give us their insights of what made it work for them. Please do call in. A lot of people doesn't know what did it for them. They don't know how and which way it went to get them there. But all of a sudden they know they're there. They don't know that, what was the special tick that made them think, I could do this for the rest of my life. I know that, like I said, I know I talk about my wife a lot. Because believe it or not, that's my best friend. That's my best friend in everything. Was that Jordan says, "Good evening, Jordan. How are you?" I know when I didn't mind hearing his voice and listening to it was like a spit of smooth hot tea. Wow, that's deep. Be serious. Yeah, that's deep. That's nice. You should call in and talk about that, though. That's nice. And it's like I sit there and I talk about it because that is my best friend. So we sit there and we talk about everything. We've talked about past relationships, past things that happened, whatever to us, and we was able to have that kind of conversation. I never thought I would ever have a conversation like that with my wife. I thought probably once it's in the past and it's dead. But if she asks me a question, can't lie to her. I gotta answer. I gotta tell her because it's not the life that I'm living now. So I can easily, have that conversation with her, and she will go, "Oh, okay." But it's like when you have one of those people that's in your life and you explain some things about your past and they say something like, "Well, go back to them," or whatever. That's not love. That's not love. That's an argument. You don't want that. You want to be able to have adult conversations with the person you're with, and it should work out just fine. And you have those situations where you don't have that much time to deal with someone who's going to waste most of your time. You understand? Everybody believes that the ultimate goal is to be married. But in a lot of ways, it may not get you. Y'all may not get married because y'all both may swear off marriage, but y'all do still truly have that love for each other. I know people who don't believe in marriage. I know people who really didn't believe in marriage. I thought I was in love at one time, but I was actually in lust. I was 14 years old. Come on now. 14 years old when I met my ex-husband and was too young to realize that love was and what was not love. Yeah, Too young at 14. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm sorry to say it like that. I wasn't trying to down it, but I want you. It's like you said 14. I was like, okay. Sometimes people have a long time friend that they end up growing up with and end up being together, and it ends up working. But then you got some people who was in your past too long to know some things that and was there for some of the things that you have done that you get into the relationship with them and then y'all bickering, then they bring up your old past. That's not love. You just gotta you kind of want to meet somebody almost and it's never a truly thing called the right time, but you want to meet somebody at that time when you know, not when you're vulnerable, but when you're at your strongest, and you want to be able to connect with this person before you get soft and let them in. You want to be able to connect with them. Some females would have a rough life, and they would put up barriers. And I'm gonna say, yeah, some of us men make females put up barriers, and it's the same thing for men. You know, women could do it too. But everybody gives people these long trials before they allow them into their heart. But it's okay to be into your heart, but you may want to be looking for them to be into your spirit, into your soul, and if they can really be there 100% for you to make things go the way it should go. How should it go? Well, when you know you had a rough day, you came in either from work or otherwise, and you had a rough day. You don't want that person that you come into the house, the person's going to add to that rough day. You want that person to recognize, all right, there was a problem today. So let's ask the trial questions. And yeah, they are trial questions like, hey baby, how are you? I'm okay. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. Anything go down today? Well, not right now. Boom. Had a rough day. Don't want to talk about it right now. Let them rest. Let it rest. You're going to realize that just that simple would have that person come to you later on and talk to you about what was going on. And they will come to you and let you know, thank you for not pushing me to talk. You know what I mean? Let them talk to you, not you forcing them. You're going to find that person to be more caring, more understanding, and more into what's going on with you than what's going on with themselves. If you have a problem and you go to them and they have everything else going on other than wanting to talk to you, if you're ready to talk about your problems, then there's another problem. That means that person may not care about what's going on with you at that time. But it still doesn't mean that person doesn't love you. It doesn't mean that you're not in love with this person. And it doesn't mean that this person, y'all can never be together like that. Sometimes there's just a small disconnect. If y'all can figure out what y'all disconnect is, and y'all willing to work it out, y'all love each other. Just not truly in love yet. Because truly being in love, y'all can talk about anything, but you still have to do it at the time that it's more comfortable for you to talk. My wife had times where we didn't talk to each other for maybe a couple hours before she was able to say, all right, this would happen today. And I had to give her that time. Must give her that time. Me, she come to me and ask me what's wrong. I'm quick to tell you what it is so I can get it out the way quick. I'm going to tell you everything from top to bottom, and this would happen, and that's that. You know, and then I'm done. Because I want to get that done out the way real quick. And talking it over with my best friend. You see how I put that? Talking it over with your best friend is always an awesome thing to do. Because that best friend is going to be on your side And they're like, oh, you want me to come get him, baby? You know, that's that funny thing right there. It makes you smile after a while. So, when did you know that you were truly in love? When? Because there was always times where people say, yeah, it took me a long time to open my heart up to him. But you stayed with him for all that time until you figured it out. That is truly a part of love, your love building. I'm not sure who this is, but it says Facebook user. It's nice to feel cared through about yeah. You wanna. It's always great to feel like you're being cared for and everything. It does. And your feelings is being cared for, but at the same time, gotta think about it. Do the other person know how to? Latoya? Hello, Latoya. It's just the name didn't come up. But yeah, you want to be able to understand that, you know, that person understands who you are and you understand who they are. See, I know for my wife, let her come home from work. She had a rough day. I probably already had dinner ready for her. Something for her to drink, have her sit down and rest, get herself together, feed her. Then we could talk about it over dinner if need be. If not, oh well, I'll see when she feel like talking about it. But it's not going to be something forced. It's going to be us sitting there just being with each other. How many of you know that you truly in love by meaning as you sat there with your partner, probably not saying a thing to each other, but every now and then you look at each other and say, I love you. I love you. You ain't even gotta actually have a lot of things going on. Just the simple words of, I love you. We say, Ray, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't remember me, but it's cool. Who is that? I can't even see your face. I'm sorry. So I can't even see who you are. Yeah, I can't see who she is. I can't even see who she is. I think she probably went to school with me. Yeah. But I'm having a hard time seeing who her face is. I have so many Jordan. I got a cousin named Jordan. But I wasn't sure if that's who it is. But I'm sorry. But it's like I have one of those relationships with my wife where we can sit there and like every now and then send a sweet little text to her while she at work. Saying I love you is kind of hard though. Yeah, saying I love you is kind of hard. I mean, but if you truly love them, be honest with you. If you truly love them, it's not that hard. Do you have that love for them? And do they have that kind of love for you? It's not that hard to say, I love you. It's just the meaning behind it. Of what are you saying, really? I'm in love with you. We're great. We're great together. I'm happy to be with you. All of that can come through, I love you. My wife and I, we text that to each other like almost every day, twice a day sometimes, just knowing that I know for some reason I have this feeling she's having a problem. Text her, I love you, baby. And when she finally gets a chance to get a break, she'll see it, and she'll text me back, I love you more. So it'll be like she understands that I'm actually still there, and I'm thinking about her. But we have actually, let me see, especially when you know and feel when the relationship is going to an end. Now that right there is not in love. If you feel like that is going to an end, on who part? Yours or his? Because if you're going to part on your end, you already had an idea that you're going to call it quits. then that's not the person you're in love with. But if you also feel that it's on his end, maybe y'all can sit down and talk about it before you actually come to the conclusion that it is, or assume that it is. And it may be something different. It may be something just one of those things that everything slow down. Now, everybody look at my wife and I, and they say, y'all still look like y'all just got married, because we act the same way we do as if we just got together. We always have fun. We was always joking with each other. We always love going places. And we always love being around each other. If I could sit there with her and chill with her, I'm fine. I go to work. I know I'm going to be dealing with a whole bunch of knuckleheads or whatever like that, so I get frustrated. But then I come home, her and I talk for a few seconds, and I'm okay. She has words that will calm me down. She has words that actually would keep me sane. She says that I do the same for her. A lot of times I don't see what I'm doing, but to her it's a lot. So you have to figure out if this person that you're with, Jordan, you must figure out whether or not this person is shown enough, y'all about to call it or not. If y'all gonna call it quits, it's almost like don't play around with it, because you never know. Your blessing may be right around the corner. If that's not your blessing or who you are, what you're doing right now, I'm never for anybody separating. I'm for everybody to stay together. Always have been. So if you can figure out what it is that's going on that went sour in your relationship, you can figure out how to fix it. And it's never ever too late to fix anything. Oh, he went off, he did this. Oh, she went off and she did that. Sometimes it's real ugly. But if y'all truly love each other, you can fix it. It's crazy because anyone can say I love you, but don't show action. That is true. They feel by just saying by just saying the words that will keep you. Yeah. That's that player mode that you talking of. But yeah, sometimes that's what it is. I'm gonna say I love you just to say, all right, I love you so you can stay with me. But that's why I said truly love. Mind, spirit, and soul. You know that y'all love each other that much. It's here. Y'all feel it. It's that I can't. My heart will stop beating if you walk away. You really need them. I moved back to MS, and he stayed in. Oh wow! So it's that long distance thing. Okay, but remain great friends. We love, but not in love. Right. Y'all will love each other, but not be in love with each other. But the crazy thing is, yeah, that long distance relationship, I've seen it work in some points, but I've seen it also fail in a lot of points. So, yeah, if you want to keep that love with them, that's fine. But at times it can go south real quick. D. Nancy says, I can't be playing with those words. Only say it if I mean it. Yeah. And that was always me. I can have love. Back in the day, I've had love for people, but I wasn't in love. Never made it past that way of being in love. I had to explain to a lot of people that it takes a lot for me to say, that I'm in love with you. Like my wife, I'm in love with that woman. She's great. But it took time for me to say no one has ever gotten where my wife is right now in my life. No one's ever gotten that far. If I seen that you was kind of off in the head a bit, I had to let you go. We have to separate. We have to go because you bringing too much negative energy into my life. So I have to go. I'm always the person to walk, and I'm always the person to be cheated on. So yeah, I understand why it's hard for people to, you know, open up their hearts, and the only time I tell you that I love you, like I have genuine love for my friends. I really do. They're there for me. You know what I mean? And I don't mind being there for them. I have that genuine love for them. But that agape love, as they call it, I have for my wife, my mom, my children. You know what I'm saying? But that fully in love, I have with my wife. That's 100. She is like, it's like her and my entertainment are neck and neck for the biggest loves I have in my life. So it's like you have to actually know in your life like where you are, where everything is with that person, as well as the person that you are. How do you feel about it? Some people like, nah, I'm never gonna fall in love. I'm never gonna be with her. But yet you go out with this guy or this girl. Y'all go to the movies. Y'all go shopping. Y'all hang out with each other. Y'all with each other almost 24 hours a day. Y'all don't know whether or not y'all want to be with each other or not. So it comes down like, all right, so what exactly do you feel for this person? I don't know. We just chilling. But then just as soon as that just chilling, that guy or that girl start just chilling with somebody else as well, oh, this rage come out. Were you in love and you didn't even know it? Did you love that person a little bit more than you should have? So being truly in love is actually more powerful than just being there with the person. You could be far away from each other and realize, I don't think I need to go, this far. I need to go back home. I don't feel right. I need to go home. Hey, Toya. Yeah, we feel like for them. Yeah. Yeah, we feel that strong like, that strong like for some of them. But it's not a problem. I mean, you actually can still turn that like into a love. Depends on where y'all are, what avenue y'all running down, Whatever y'all feeling, however you feel about that person feel about you, how much y'all want to work at what y'all doing, how long y'all been working at what you're doing. Sometimes I've seen people work to try to be together for years, and it never worked. Not only did it never work, they never got married. They never understood what it means to be in love with each other, but yet they stuck it in there all that time. So you never know what it is that's going to work for you. And Toya says, I feel being in love with someone is not the common thing. It's not as common these days. Yeah. Unfortunately, what tested right now is this virus that's going on. That really tests your love. Yeah, because a lot of times you're gonna look at it and go, all right, we hear something happened, money didn't go right. Now we mad at each other. We don't need to be with each other, so we might as well just go ahead and call it quits because this, that, and the other. Yeah, it gets crazy. But keep hope alive, people. Yeah, it's always time. It's always time, and it's always a possibility for you to fall in love, be in love for the rest of your days, no matter how many days there are. You can always have a way to fall in love and being in love forever. I'm gonna tell you something. There are elderly couples in these adult centers that will fall in love in there and will get married in there. I've seen it. And their life felt like they were right to the point where they even died together. Sorry, it sounds sad in the end, but you got to think about it. A lot of times when you grow old, like our old great-grandparents, when they get old and they get real old, and one pass away, the other one can't live without them to the point where they pass away as well. That's that real love right there. They really had that love for each other. I've seen that happen, where one person would die one week and the following week, for some strange reason, the other one will pass away. Not sick, not anything, just heartbroken that the other one is gone. That's that real love right there. That's the kind of love a lot of us don't have, but a lot of us should want. So being in love with each other is always a wonderful thing. I never thought that it would be that great, because I was actually in the middle of cleaning out my closet and getting rid of everybody when my little lady popped up in my face and said, "Hey, how are you? I'd like to get to know you." Boom. Okay. So we exchanged numbers. We talked for a whole week or so. Then went to go see each other. Well, I went to go visit her. Then we realized, we had a lot more in common than we thought. We both been hurt. We both didn't know how to trust. We both didn't know how to deal with certain situations and certain things. But what we did learn was that it's actually all right to fall in love. So that's a lot of food for thought for tonight, y'all. Really try to learn to love one another. Jordan, try to see what y'all can work out. If you really trying to be there and he's trying to be with you, love actually overcomes that. Tanya, it does work. You just got to try harder and try to work, make it happen. Not you per se, but both. Need to know, need to grow, you need to be with each other. So tonight, I'm shutting down for tonight. I like to thank all of you who tuned in, and for my darling wife for calling in. And I invite y'all back next Monday at 7. So tonight we're going to say good night and see you again soon.
I'm up against the fight of my life. I'm so afraid to sleep at night. You won't get away. It's time for me to let it out. I refuse to run and hide. I must let it out. I refuse to